This 1939 photo depicts a mother teaching her children reading and arithmetic at home in Transylvania, Louisiana. The setting highlights rural education conditions with basic furniture and handwritten chalkboard lessons. This intimate scene reflects early homeschooling practices in the American South during the Great Depression era. This photo shows a rainy night in Los Angeles during the 1920s, featuring a line of early automobiles parked along a wet city street with illuminated theater signs in the background. The neon signs and architecture are typical of the era, reflecting the city's rapid urban development and the growing popularity of car culture. The image captures historic downtown nightlife, with electrified advertisements highlighting the entertainment district. This is a historical photo from 1957, showing a hippopotamus in captivity being presented with a birthday cake, likely as part of an enrichment activity or public event at a zoo. Animal birthday celebrations with cakes, sometimes adorned with candles or favorite foods, were occasional highlights in mid-20th century zoos, serving both animal care and public engagement purposes. The practice of giving zoo animals special treats for their birthdays reflects early trends in zoo enrichment and education. This vintage photo shows Moulin Rouge dancers at a wine festival in France during the 1950s. The women are dressed in classic cabaret costumes, performing the famous can-can beside a man in a decorated military uniform. The setting captures a lively post-war celebration, blending Parisian nightlife and traditional French festivity. This photo shows a black market shoe sale in Italy in 1947, shortly after World War II. Due to widespread poverty and shortages, trading goods like shoes outside of the official market was common at this time. Shoes are displayed for sale on the street, as legal stores often could not meet demand or afford to sell at official prices. The post-war economy was marked by inflation, and people relied on the black market for basic goods. This scene is typical for many Italian cities in the late 1940s, reflecting post-war hardship and resilience. This photo shows a rare Japanese three-wheeled car from around 1920, carrying three women dressed in traditional kimono. Such vehicles, influenced by European and American models, were part of Japan's earliest attempts to establish its own automotive industry in the early 20th century. The production of three-wheelers like the Gorham model began around this time and exemplifies Japan's efforts to modernize transportation before the era of mass car manufacturing. In the 1960s, flying was a true luxury experience. Passengers enjoyed gourmet meals prepared by chefs and served right in the cabin, with real silverware and elegant service. Air travel was an event, combining adventure with the comfort and glamour of a fine restaurant at 30,000 feet. This photo, taken in 1932, captures the interior of the U.S. Supreme Court during a session, uniquely photographed by Dr. Eric Salomon. Salomon famously concealed his camera inside a plaster cast, pretending to have a broken arm, to bypass strict photography bans and document the proceedings. His ingenuity not only demonstrated a bold commitment to revealing hidden moments of justice, but also set a precedent for covert photojournalism in courtrooms. This 1957 photo captures an English Queen's Guard fainting from the heat. Yet the soldiers remain motionless to uphold strict discipline. The image starkly contrasts unwavering duty with human vulnerability, powerfully highlighting both the cost and the pride of ceremonial traditions. This photo captures a moment from the 1920s at the California alligator farm, where children could actually ride on the backs of real alligators and play with them as part of the attraction. Back then, these practices were surprisingly common. Visitors would pay a small fee and enjoy spectacles like alligator rides or watch trained gators slide into the water, all with minimal safety precautions. Scenes like this are astonishing today, showing both the wild spirit of entertainment and the lack of modern safety standards or animal welfare laws at that time. It's both amusing and bewildering, making you smile and shake your head at how much attitudes toward risk and childhood safety have changed in the last century. This photo shows the Eiffel Tower during the German occupation of Paris in 1940. A large V sign symbolizing victory and a banner reading "Germany wins on all fronts" were installed by Nazi forces. The image captures Nazi propaganda efforts to demonstrate control and dominance over France during World War II. This striking photo from Romania, 1946, captures a traditional and unusual form of back treatment, using a bear. A man lies on the ground, while the bear, under the guidance of its handler, sits on his back as part of a folk remedy. Such scenes were once common in rural Eastern Europe, blending superstition, showmanship, and local healing practices. The image offers a rare glimpse into the intersection of tradition and spectacle in post-war Romanian village life. 4 legends in one frame: Shostakovich, Meyerhold, Mayakovsky, and Rodchenko, each a revolutionary in music, theater, poetry, and photography. This rare photo captures their creative synergy at the height of Soviet avant-garde, where genius met rebellion and history was rewritten in art. 4 legends in one frame: Shostakovich, Meyerhold, Mayakovsky, and Rodchenko, each a revolutionary in music, theater, poetry, and photography. This rare photo captures their creative synergy at the height of Soviet avant-garde, where genius met rebellion and history was rewritten in art. This intriguing photo shows 16 players from the Toronto Maple Leafs and Chicago Blackhawks, searching for Jack Evans' expensive contact lens on the ice. This moment captures a rare and humanizing side of the intense 1962 Stanley Cup season. Remarkably, just a month later, the Maple Leafs went on to win the Stanley Cup, adding historic significance to this candid scene. In September 1962, just 1 year after becoming the first human in space, Yuri Gagarin visited Denmark and toured the Carlsberg Brewery with his wife. In honor of his visit, the Danes built a special bar called Sputnik, where Gagarin poured and tasted beer straight from the factory tap. The workers greeted him with flowers and applause, and the city celebrated this cosmic hero in style. For one surreal day, the world's most famous cosmonaut was not exploring space, but enjoying cold Danish lager, making even Copenhagen feel like part of the space age. This rare 1955 photo captures Marilyn Monroe in New York, elegantly dressed in a fur coat and surrounded by blooming lilies. The mysterious composition, with her face partly obscured by flowers, adds a poetic touch and highlights Monroe's quiet, contemplative side. It reflects the iconic actress's connection to both glamour and vulnerability, offering a glimpse into her life away from the spotlight. This iconic photo shows a soldier from East Germany jumping over barbed wire to escape into West Berlin in 1961. His daring act symbolizes the desperation and courage of those fleeing oppression during the early days of the Berlin Wall. The image captures a dramatic moment when people risked their lives for freedom. This photograph was taken in the United States in 1941. It shows a group of women gathered indoors, playing cards and smoking cigarettes, with thick smoke filling the air. The image captures a rare glimpse of social life among women, during an era when smoking and gambling were considered bold and rebellious activities for females. Their clothing and hairstyles are typical of early 1940s American fashion. This is a stunning 1907 Rolls-Royce, extravagantly decorated for Indian royalty, specifically Sir Raghunandan Prasad Sikka. The car is elaborately embellished, reflecting the opulence and unique tastes of India's Maharajas, who often customized their vehicles with lavish designs. Such Rolls-Royces were symbols of status and power, and many Indian rulers owned made-to-order versions for ceremonial and personal use. This particular photo perfectly captures the era's royal luxury and the close relationship between Indian princes and Rolls-Royce. This photograph was taken in 1920 and shows several traditional Japanese sailboats approaching Mount Fuji. The scene highlights the iconic snow-capped mountain in the background, while the boats are arranged in a line on the water. It captures a moment of daily life and transportation in early 20th century Japan. The image is in black and white, emphasizing the historical context. In 1966 Slovakia, even grandmothers broke the routine with playful moments, turning swings into symbols of joy and resilience under the watchful eye of a totalitarian regime. This photograph shows Mark Twain with a kitten perched on his shoulder. Mark Twain, known for his affection for cats, owned many throughout his life. The image was taken in the early 20th century, most likely at his home. It highlights Twain's gentle nature and his well-documented love of animals. This rare daguerreotype photo of Charles Dickens was taken in the early 1850s by photographer John Jabez Edwin Mayle and is one of the few existing images of the writer without his iconic beard. Dickens, born in 1812, was an English novelist and social critic, acclaimed for works like Oliver Twist and A Christmas Carol. During his life, Dickens became the most popular novelist of the Victorian era, captivating audiences with his serialized fiction and vivid characters. The daguerreotype dates from the time he was writing Bleak House and Hard Times, highlighting a crucial period in his creative career. This striking photo captures African runner Matthias Kanda from southern Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, racing alongside a steam locomotive in 1968. Kanda, an elite long-distance athlete, famously competed in the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico City. The powerful image symbolizes both the athlete's speed and the era's fascination with progress and human endurance. The locomotive, marked number 2031, trails smoke and steam, emphasizing the intensity of the race between man and machine. This striking photo from 1961 shows a family and civil defense officials promoting the purchase of a fallout shelter during the height of the Cold War. The shelter was marketed as a life-saving necessity for families, offering protection in the event of a nuclear attack. The price and promotional signs highlight the sense of urgency and government endorsement typical of that era. This image perfectly captures the atomic age anxieties and the lengths to which people were willing to go for peace of mind. Princess Diana visited Uluru, Ayers Rock, in Australia on March 21, 1983, during her first major royal tour with Prince Charles and baby Prince William. The image shows Diana in an iconic white dress, standing against the famous Red Rock, which became one of the most memorable moments of the tour. Her presence and style captivated the world, fueling the phenomenon known as Di-mania and solidifying her status as a global fashion icon. The 1983 Australian tour marked a turning point in Diana's public image, as she won widespread admiration for her grace and approachability. This photo shows Sigmund Freud posing for his own bust, being sculpted by Oscar Neumon in Vienna in 1931. The session was arranged after Freud finally agreed to sit for a sculpture, having previously declined due to modesty and past disappointments at the University of Vienna. Neyman traveled urgently from Brussels to Freud's summer residence, where several brief sittings between Freud's appointments resulted in sketches and the eventual bust. The finished piece became a significant artwork in Freud's later life and now remains displayed at the Freud Museum in London. This iconic photo captures the ethereal beauty of Brooke Shields in The Blue Lagoon, 1980, a film that became a cultural sensation for its tropical romance and breathtaking visuals. Her long, untamed hair and delicate dress evoke a sense of wild innocence, instantly transporting viewers to a world untouched by civilization. The mysterious atmosphere and timeless look continue to captivate and spark curiosity about the story behind her gaze. It's a haunting image that lingers in memory, inviting you to explore the secrets of the lagoon